How friends, welcome to the channel. Bob here, and I thought I would just do like a channel update. I can't remember what I called. I did one of these recently, didn't I? Channel Burp. This is Channel Burp 2. Just to kind of like bring you up to date on where things are with the channel. A few people have inquired about what's going on. Also about the Discord channel. First of all, I want to apologise primarily to the people who are members of the channel, I guess. You know, you guys who are chucking your few quid in every month to, to make me feel better about myself. No, I mean, that is much appreciated. I do have some nice coffees I use that money for. Yeah, but I've had some queries. I mean, I don't know. I guess there are kind of people that are new, people that don't all, you kind of have the videos on and you don't always kind of absorb completely what's going on. But I'll just bring you up to date if you're unaware. But I've had a long-term chronic illness for about 7 years now, which is fine. You know, that's the hand you're dealt. You gotta play with the hand you're dealt, as they say, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah, but it does mean that has a big impact on the channel, particularly in the last year and a half. Things have been really bad in the last 18 months or so with regards to like my symptoms that keep me from recording or even like playing games at, full stop sometimes. Yeah, it's just one of those things, there's really nothing I can do about it. Kind of just have to go with it and hope it kind of clears up soon. Like myself and my wife, because of when it started, myself and my wife were wondering if we contracted the thing that shall not be named, and maybe that's had like an overall impact on my health in general, because she's been, like, last year and a half she's been uncharacteristically poorly as well, on and off. So that's a potential. Early last year we would have family visiting from London, and my wife was going out to work and all that kind of stuff. But I think that they kind of traced some cases back to like late the year before, like maybe 2019, like December time. So that's a possibility. Maybe that's what's going on. But I'm trying to look after myself and kind of eating as well as I can, taking some supplements that over the years I've kind of felt that they have kind of like an impact, even if it's a positively, even if it's a minimal impact, so yeah, just going from there really. Fingers crossed everything works okay. Nothing really works though, not in the sense that you feel yourself getting better. I'm sure there's you guys out there in these sort of situations. As I said, I'm trying to eat as healthily as I can, but I'm not sure about you, but I always find in these sort of situations like diet's quite a contentious issue. Always as a cobalt hunter, where the hell did this come from? I think I may have taken the wrong the wrong island, but I think we're gonna win. Yeah, it's like I've tried various diets. I've tried to like general low carb, like ketogenic diet, FODMAP is it, and all that kind of stuff. There's a doctor in the UK who I hope I'm not boring with this stuff. I'll talk about game stuff in a minute, but there's a doctor in the UK who kind of treats what I've got, although there isn't really any treatment. They kind of look at it in a way that the only way you can look at it really, in like a trying to help your body to heal itself kind of stuff. And she kind of promotes the kind of like keto paleo diet. I do always kind of get a bit thingy about these kind of things though. I'm using the venomous acts of the Velium Brood, which is like whoever came up with that name should have got a raise. That's a great name for a weapon. But it generally can one shot these dudes, even the froglock fishermen and the mushroom men, which tend to be, I think, are the highest level ones. So yeah, if it goes off, it's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, I'm always she says that it's a diet that we are meant to be eating, what our ancestors ate and all that kind of stuff. And I'm kind of not sure about that. I always kind of feel a bit, it always feels a bit sales pitchy when people say that kind of thing. I guess it depends on where you're from. You know, like, I mean, since I've been sick, I've done some research on my kind of ancestry, and my ancestry is like very kind of Northern Europe, with Scottish kind of Northern Europe with some Germanic influences, shall we say. You know, I've done some research on what my ancestors would have eaten. Obviously, going back to, as far as I can, you know, we're kind of going back to sort of like, I can't go back to caveman type stuff, but I know that going back a couple of thousand years, they would have been kind of probably consuming quite a lot of carbohydrate in the form of like sugars from fruits, you know, like dried fruits and dried fruits is very high in sugar, and they would have, you know, they would have dried those for the winter for calories and stuff, and berries and that kind of thing. Even like some breads, really. I know if you go back to, you know, go back further than that, if we're talking about kind of from an evolutionary standpoint, I guess it would have been a lot of meat and animal fat, which is fair enough. But I think it also would have been berries and fruits and things and whatnot. So yeah, it's difficult. I think when someone gets a bit evangelical about something, I always feel a bit, I don't know if it's because I'm cynical, it kind of puts me off. I'm not saying that, you know, these kind of diets don't work for some people, but we're all different. And I think when someone says it's how everyone should be eating, I'm less convinced by that, because I think that, as I said, we're all different. Our backgrounds are all different, you know. So, and our body's requirements and quirks can be quite different as well. So yeah, but I'm trying to find my way through, trying to eat as healthily as I can. One thing I'm doing is kind of trying to cut down on allergens, you know, so my body is not reacting. Trying to like cut down inflammation and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, but hopefully we'll get there. I know I put up on the Discord channel that I was going to be doing some stuff because things had improved, but then just after that, for the last few days, things have been have been quite poorly again. But yesterday and today, things are kind of improving again. So, you know, it's a topsy-turvy world, but I'm hoping that I can get some content done. So as regards to what I'm going to be doing, like I kind of got that real EverQuest bug at the moment, but I'm just kind of trying to work out what to do. I'm not sure that I'll be sticking with this character particularly. This is just a character that I'm mucking around with. I think whenever I play anything on EverQuest, I just love the ogre so much, and I find it quite difficult to not play an ogre in some form. Although I did talk about wanting to play a paladin, which I do, so obviously that won't be an ogre. Unless I kind of play Shadow Knight and role play a paladin who's gone bad. But then I don't think, from a deity point of view, an ogre would ever have been a Shadow Knight, a paladin in their past. I don't know. You do see the odd ogre dotted around. You know, the kind of like the good cities. I think there's one in Freeport, isn't there? Although I'm sure his faction is not particularly good. Not good enough to get into North Freeport. Is it North Freeport? I would say, without getting spanked by the paladins. Yes, but I'm kind of a bit torn as always, you know. But I kind of don't really want it. How I say this, but I don't really want it to impact my gameplay. I want to kind of enjoy the game. So a couple of things I kind of still want to do. Like one of them is something that I've mentioned a lot before. I still want to get around to, and that's like a proper shaman leveling guide. That kind of thing takes time, though. You know, that kind of can eat into your leveling time as well, and where you're spending your time. You know, because I'd like to have a video for a particular level range that focused on like 2 or 3 different spots, and that obviously means a lot of travelling around, finding those spots, or just going to those spots if you know them. Yeah, so there's a time element involved in that. I think because that's going to be a particularly solo experience, like a one character experience, I'll probably be doing that on P99, but I'll also be playing on like TAC-P as well. Because I think that I think they both offer a very different experience. I'm not sure if anyone's gone from here to TAC P and found that, but it's very different. Like boxing, like even two boxing, I would imagine. It kind of turns, turns you into a mini group, I guess, a bit like a single player RPG kind of thing. But it does require more of you get more input, more macro, so that's something that I've kind of found difficult recently when I'm not feeling not feeling great, having to worry about what's going on with 3 characters. I mean, you can play single player on TAC P, no question, but I kind of want to box for the different experience really, and that requires more, requires more from you. From an interaction point of view. But anyway, that's what I'm kind of planning on doing. On P99, as I said, I'm kind of looking at... at some point, I still would like to do this shaman leveling experience. But the other thing I'd also like to do is try out a couple of other classes, a couple of different classes I've never played before, like more tanky based ones, I think. Maybe a bard as well. It always seems quite interesting. But I think the bard feels like it's probably more of a more of a spell casting melee character, I would say. Than a proper one. But Paladin and Shadow Knight is something that always interested me. Like Warriors as well, actually. Like I know I've said this before, I'm probably repeating myself, but Warriors, it's like I like the idea of having a character. I think I've said this before. I like the idea of having a character that's got no innate magic, but they've got like bags of tricks, like magical bags of tricks they pull out and use. I'm assuming that these magical bag of tricks can be quite expensive. But some of the stuff is like a passive, like I've got a mushroom tunic, so that's effect is quite passive. So that's a nice bit of healing over time. Like proc weapons as well, they're quite passive. So that's kind of that's kind of a thing as well. I was kind of wondering like what people do also when I'm going to be using my tunic for whatever character I play, pretty much full time. Particularly as like someone who's kind of going to solo mostly. I'm assuming, although I'm open for duoing and stuff if anyone's interested. And I'm not sure how much that agility penalty has. It's on. I'm not quite sure why agility is 72. It should be 75. That's weird. What have I done? It's because I'm overweight. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not sure what the agility penalty is for being below 75. I know people say that it starts to be impacted your kind of tanky abilities. I'm not sure if it's just a straight kind of like AC drop if you go below 75, or if it also impacts some other hidden systems. I'm not sure, but yeah, on the ogre particularly, it's quite difficult to build the ogre as a Shadow Knight, for example, and you have to kind of put your points into agility to kind of keep it above 75 if you're wearing a mushroom tunic. But I kind of wonder if I did some research and someone said that there's an item that gives you +9 agility. I'm not sure if that item is how realistic that is going forward. I guess maybe when you start to get some of the high end stuff, you make up that agility anyway. But I guess if you can pick up one of those items and make sure that your agility is 75 with that item, plus the tunic, then I guess that will probably work out okay. But anyway, I'm flagging, so I'm gonna stop the video now. I just thought there's a bit of content for you to watch, and hopefully at some point I can kind of pick up and can do some more EverQuest content. on the channel, as I said, I'm kind of hoping to do hoping to do some different experiences for myself from a class point of view, which will mean that, I know I've said this before, and it's not, you know, and when it doesn't happen, it's not because because I think, oh, I just don't want to do it. You know, it's just because it's just being able to actually do the content from a physical point of view. That's the only issue. But yeah, but I also kind of would like to have that. I would like to have a 1 to 60 kind of like shaman leveling guide. I think that would be pretty cool. And with this new character or characters that I kind of want to try out, I'd like to visit some dungeons that I haven't been to as well. Well, I haven't been to very much, so like Runny Eye might be quite interesting. Maybe the Warrens, a place that I haven't been to too much particularly. Oh, hello. We might as well use that. Yeah. Should be quite interesting. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to have some like proper EverQuest content for you soon.